What up, guys? We are back with another Zed Run video today. We are going to, I know the title sounds like doom and gloom, but wait until the end, please. So we're going to look at some issues with Zed Run, what's happening with the floor prices, the breeding price. We're gonna look at the profit calculations we did on those of you who have watched my video on my strategy with Zed Run breeding. We're going to look at that. We're going to look at the sloppy support that they have and barriers for new players to entry. So are we looking at the end of Zed Run? I don't know, but we're going to go deeper into what are the good stuff that are happening with it, and finally, where do I see it going in the coming months and years. Alright, so without further delay, let's get started with looking at the floor prices. If you remember from my video, second to last video on Zed Run, those of you who are new, please go check out my Zed Run playlist. I think you will like it. Alright, so I bought a Philly Z2 Legendary Nakamoto unraced. Okay, we are on hauku.com. Alright, so right now, if you see the low to high, the floor is at 2.2 Ethereum. I bought it for 2.5. So I'm already under 0.3 Ethereum, which is right now about $1,000, right? And let's take a look at the sales that have happened. 1.524, this is an outlier 4 days ago. These are people who are doing dealing, insider dealing. They're selling to friends and whatnot because they're breeding them for very cheap. So let's look at newest. So 3 hours ago, we have a 2.25, 9 hours ago, 2.5, 12 hours ago, 1.9. That's also an insider dealing. 2.2, 2.25, 2.3 is 2.14. So it seems like somewhere between 2.1 and 2.5 is the floor right now. And if we go to Zed Ranks, again, those of you who have watched my videos previously, you know the research tools for Zed Run that I have laid out in one of my videos. We're going to look at the horse I bought, Secret Stride. That was her name. Let's see how long it takes to show up. It shouldn't take this long. Come on. What's wrong with this? Thank you so much for using. Okay. Oh, yes, I missed an R. There you go. Secret Stride. Secret Stride right now is valued at between 2.12 to 2.52 ETH. So, you know, I'm still kind of there, but, you know, if I were to sell her today, which is not my plan, by the way, I'm in this for at least 2 years. 2 years. All right. So the floors are dropping. That's number one. That's freaking some people out. Right. Now, let's go over to look at according to my strategy, what I wanted to breed was a Z3 exclusive Nakamoto unraced, right? Fillies. So Fillies, if we go to listings, low to high, Fillies are going for, so they have held their floor. 0.849 isn't bad. If we go to sales and price low to high, 0.75, that was a week ago. If we go to newest, we see 0.8, 0.75, 0.86, 0.81. So they have held their floor at about 0.8 Ethereum. So my business plan, as I initially laid out, is still okay. Still will work if these prices hold. Until what, September 26th, I think, or 25th, when I can actually breed my Secret Stride. Where is my Secret Stride? Let's see. Oh, this one is a little more difficult to get to. My stable Secret Stride. That's her. She was born on August 28th, so I cannot breed her until September 25th. Yeah, that's 28 days. All right, so we looked at the floors that are dropping, but the floors for the Z3 exclusives are holding. It was a filly. Let me check the cold real quick here. And colds are selling for 0.45, 0.555. So yeah, they are holding as well. Z3 exclusive colts are also holding their price. They are the same floor price that we looked at, what was that, week and a half ago? More or less. Actually, less than a week and a half ago. About on August 30th. So yeah, about nine days ago. So my business plan is still intact. If it works out, floor prices hold, and the thing is, the people have to be still interested in it, which we will get into later. Now, as the ones that have watched my previous video, you know I have been having trouble with this 7-year reward. That's my male horse. I bought these two caters and 7-year reward. One filly, one, he was a colt when I bought him. To breed among themselves and sell the offsprings, which made sense monetarily. And also they're both pale violet, they're both rare. There is a chance that I get a super coat out of them, which is not happening because, as you can see, if I go to put my male horse in the stud, I have been getting this error over and over and over again for over 2 weeks now. I have reached out to Zed Run support. They have gone back to me a few times asking me to clear cache, or cache, however you say it, and clear my cookies and try again. I have done that. Nothing has happened. It's still messed up. They reached out to me back on Thursday. They again said they asked for the horse ID and the wallet address and all of that. I provided all of that. Nothing. Still can't do it. I even moved him from one stable to another stable. That means one wallet to another wallet. Still not working. So their support, they have to ramp up their support. Their support is, I'm sorry for lack of a better word, pretty shitty. And they have to do something with that because that's not acceptable. My horse is sitting here for 2.5 weeks. I have not been able to put him in the stable, in the stud. So that's another negative point for them. Okay, so what's happening? Is this the end of Zed Run because of all these issues? I honestly don't think so. I don't think so. Because let's deal with one issue at a time. The floors. Okay. Okay, before we go there, another issue with Zed Run I forgot to mention is the barrier to entry. Good God, I mean, right now if you go here and if you look at the cheapest horse right now you can buy is for 0.043 Ethereum. 0.043 Ethereum right now is $150. Okay, I buy it, then what do? This is a Z26 Buterin exclusive. It's probably going to be a donkey. What am I going to do with a donkey? I mean, somebody gets excited and buys it, that's great, but there are Buterin exclusives that are winning the race, but not many. Speaking of which, I am doing a lot of research on racing. I'm trying to gather all the data, and then I'm going to make a video on racing, taking a deep dive into which horses are winning, what your strategy should be very soon. So keep a lookout for that. So yeah, this is not an easy game for newcomers with a couple $100, people who want to come in, have some fun. They really can. They're gonna buy a horse for $150, then they have to pay the entry fees, and this horse loses the first 30 games, 30 races. Those people are not gonna be interested anymore. So that's something they have to work on, and from what I understand, they are working on it, and we're going to get into that a little later in the video. So why am I optimistic on Zed Run? What's going on, and why am I still sticking with it? All right, the first thing is, we talked about the floor prices. Let's talk about the floor prices. Floor prices have gone up and down. If you go to Zed ranks here, okay, and you look at this, this gives you an idea of Z2 legendaries, where they started, where they have been. And this is only a couple days, but if, you know, it's actually a week. But if you go back and look at the price data, you'll see prices have fluctuated like anything else. And it will keep fluctuating. But the curve is always uptrending. And Z2s are the first, I think going forward, Z2s are going to be the future of the game, because Z1s are limited. Think about it, 38,000 Z1s, okay? There are 50 Z1 Nakamotos, I think 50 or 54 left to be minted by Zed, and people buy them. Out of the 38,000, a lot of people will lose their wallet, will not play this game in the future for whatever reason. They will be lost. It's not going to be 38,000 at the end. As the supply of Z1s wither, supply of Z2s will wither too. Right now, if you were to buy a Z1 horse, I think the floor is at 25 ETH. Let me confirm that. Let's see, what are we looking at? If we go to breed type, no, genotype, where's the genotype? Z1s, that doesn't work, Z1. Z1, you have 950, and the floor is at 21. Oh, okay, that has dropped too, from 25 to 21 ETH. So all the floors are dropping. But I think still, if you stick with it, so what I was trying to show is Z1s are very hard to get in right now. If you are lucky enough and you grab one for 5, 6, 10 ETH, I don't know, when they're the last 50 drop, maybe you know, you get lucky and you get one. But for those 50 horses, there will probably be 1,000 people, 2,000 people or more bids on that. I don't think you can get it for very cheap. Right now, the easiest way, for if you have a little bit of money and if you want to make money to get in, would be Z2s. And I think going forward in the future, Z2s will hold their value very good, especially if it's a, you know, filly or a mare, where you get to keep the offspring. So that's one thing. I think for that reason, Z2s will hold their value. Right now, they're dropping because a new batch of Z2s has just hit the market because of the breeding cycles. But once those get picked up, there will be the prices will automatically go up again. We will see. Of course, I'll keep making videos on Zed Run and see, and I will publish everything that I do, so you guys will be kept updated. Now, the second thing is they have made a partnership with NASCAR. As you know, they have made a partnership with Atari. So they are making big partnerships to where this game will be in the future. They're working on mobile platforms. Maybe you can play it on other consoles as well, right? And I don't know where does the NASCAR partnership take them, but it is something to mention. They have good backers, good investors. So all of that works out for them. Those people have not put their money in if they did not see a potential. Another thing is that they are working on, if you go here to product portal, and under development, rewards token, they have a Zed Run token coming. The rumor is it's going to be called DEZ. Again, it's still a rumor, but it says we want to reward our users for their actions and engagement around the Zed ecosystem. We are looking at the best way to deliver this to you all, ensuring the economics make sense in a way which maintains value and rewards value. So if you are already in Zed Run, if you have a couple of horses, if you have a horse, if you're racing, you're active, I believe you will get some airdropped token. That's number one, so that's free currency. Number two is if they actually can do it the right way, like Axie Infinity is doing, their token value will go up. And you will probably need those tokens to do transactions, or you probably can stake them. There are many possibilities. So that's another thing I'm very hopeful about. What else? The racing is evolving. Oh my God, is it evolving? They have a fatigue or stamina, as they call it now, introduced. So that's one thing. The beginner hurdle we talked about. So the stamina doesn't allow all the monster horses to race all day long in 1,000 races and suck up all the air. Then the lower genotype horses get a chance. And they are introducing lower tier races where if you have a horse that has never won a game, you have a tier for them. If you have a horse that has only 5% or less winning rate, you have a tier for them. So for donkeys, basically races for donkeys, so that would bring down the barrier for new players to enter. So that's a great thing that's happening. Betting, you can, where was that? That's probably under consideration. Betting on races, right? You would be able to bet on races. That's a big thing, horse race betting everywhere right now. So if you can do that on a, and it's for only big money people. So if you can do that on a digital race for $2, you put in $2, what does it take, right? So betting will be a big thing. You can rent a horse. You can rent a horse to run a race. I don't know how monetarily practical that would be, but I'm sure they would make it worthwhile. And finally, you have this AR technologies, the augmented reality technologies coming in. So you can basically be at your home putting on an augmented reality glass, and you'll feel like you're in Vegas partying with people, watching a horse race, betting on it. And if you have a horse in the game, fantastic, right? And recently they have introduced this skin thing. That's not a big deal for me. I'm not into all this weird stuff, but let's see, where is community? Is this the community? Yeah, how skins work in Zed Run. So if you want, you can go read it. You actually eventually will be able to trade the skins as NFTs as well. So given all of that, given that I haven't even gotten into racing, I am, again, doing a lot of research. So eventually when I get into racing, I'll let you guys know. And I will share my research with you. Absolutely. I think over the next, I don't know, if a bear market comes over the next full year, let's say, and then market starts recovering during December, January of 2022. Again, I'm not saying any of this will happen. None of this is financial advice, but in about 2 years, I am confident that I'm gonna make my money that I have put in back and then some. Okay? You just have to be smart about it. So that's my semi-rant, semi-hopeful video for today. Let me know if you have any comments. Leave it in the comment section. I always respond. And if you have any questions, let me know as well. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.